What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at team of the group stage, Salah. And luckily for me, I was managed to pack him. So really big one from this special. The best special I've actually packed so far. Obviously, bar from the icons and Mbappe. Salah is an incredible player and a really nice player to pull. Especially seeing as though most of these special cards are relatively going quite cheap, to be honest. There's a lot of them that personally I thought would be a lot of a higher value. For instance, Sterling, he's currently going in at about 240. I personally picked that card to be at least 300 plus. And Salah himself, I packed him and he was about 650. And currently, right this second, he has dropped to 495 according to Futbin on the Xbox and 575 on the PlayStation. Obviously, we have got the Messi SBC coming Thursday, so that could have some sort of value to him. People panic selling because obviously right wings are potentially going to be taking the massive hit. But who knows? Messi could come out as an SBC striker version. Then obviously the right wings will go back up. So personally, I'm holding on to him at the minute. Personally, I'm not taking 500 for him. It's going to be 600 plus or nothing. I'd rather personally keep him in my club than make him go for 495. I think that for me is just too low for this card. And for a 91 version of him, personally, I'd rather have him in my club. He's an absolute incredible player, and we're going to go into the stats. Obviously, the team I was using him in was very much a BPL. I was doing reviews for everyone else, Kane, Ali, Sterling, but also I was getting the objective done for King. That is happily finished now. It only took 4 or 5 matches after starting this basically to actually pick him up and really get going with him. So happily enough, I have got King now, so that's always one checked off. Tagliafico is next. I've obviously got a review on his loan card coming, and also Benzema, I believe, should be somewhere around about now. Obviously, I'm trying to do one team at a group stage a day, and then obviously that can lead me up to Christmas, and then we start on Futmas. So I'm trying to get more of a plan with these, trying to get really scheduled. There may be some other videos coming out as well, so stay tuned for them. But anyway, on to Salah, the 91 rated right wing. His version, obviously prior to this, was a 90 version, and he's currently going for 189 on the PlayStation, on the Xbox, and 213 on the PlayStation. So not relatively a bad upgrade in price, to be honest. The upgrade in the card itself, everything is 1 bar from physical, which went up by 2, and the passing, which went up by 3. So again, I can see why these cards are not massively going over their budget and like hitting that 600-700k, because realistically you're getting a 1 upgrade on the overall and then practically 1 upgrade on everything else. Is it worth it? The main thing I believe with these cards is their dynamic image. It's a special card. Obviously, when they go out of packs, that's it. And also, like I say, the dynamic image always has a factor on the card. Look at Mbappe. That dynamic image is probably one of the best dynamic images I've seen so far in this game. And that will add value to him. Looking at a few of his stats, and he's a 4-star skiller. He's 3-star weak foot, so not great there. He is left-footed, which is always good for cutting in. He's 5'9" with a high attack and work rate and a medium defensive. He's got 94 pace, which includes 95 acceleration and 92 sprint speed, so that's always fantastic in the meta of this game. Shooting wise is 87. He's got 93 attacking positioning with 91 finishing and only 80 shot power, but again, you can upgrade that with a chem style. That's not too much of an issue. 84 long shots. Again, I'm not really looking for massively overboard long shots with him. 87 vision, 81 crossing, 86 curve and 87 short pass. Nice short pass game, nice passing game overall. Quite happy with that. Dribbling wise, again, another very high rated one, similar to Player Moments Di Maria's kind of stats. The dribbling on him is absolutely exceptional. 92 agility, 88 balance, 93 reactions, 90 ball control and dribbling, and 92 composure. For me, that is a massive stat when you've got this card. He's got the pace, he's got the dribbling, and then his shooting is nearly there. Chemstar will definitely sort the rest of it, and I think that is what Salah's all about. He's about that 1-2, and he will just go. There is nobody catching this card. He's fantastic at running. And when you've got, for instance, in this team that I'm using now, Sterling on the left, Salah on the right, it doesn't matter which side I go to. both of them are exceptionally quick, and that's something that I really like with these sort of cards. Is the meta in this game is running, it's pace, it always will be. I don't think they'll break that meta, because that's just how the game works. Every year there's a certain type of meta, and that then carries on all year round. Last year obviously it was the back post crossing, it was heading, it was tall players and strength. That and then first time shots obviously, but that was the entire game. Obviously it became more prominent towards the end when you've got the players that really can do it and you're going against a team that necessarily doesn't use the meta. It's going to be the exact same in this game. Pace is always going to be a factor, and I think when you've got someone like Salah and Sterling and Mbappe, Neymar, Messi, they're going to be the ones that will be meta throughout the entire of the game. So this card will be usable probably right until the end. I really can't see why this card wouldn't be. Personally, I don't think there's many better, and I don't think there's there's quite a few worse, but I mean as in they're very much similar in the aspect of you've got Messi, who probably is Kingpin. Grincha's a nice one as well, but obviously icons come with a hefty price. You've then got normal Salah. You've then got, obviously on the left wing, you've got Neymar, you've got Sterling. Obviously both sides, right wing and left wing, depending on which version. They're very similar in them aspects. Very small, very pacey, and very good on the dribble. That is predominantly what the meta is on the wings, and I think Salah definitely can sustain probably for the next at least 4 months before we see some real informs, some real special cards, team of the season, team of the year. They're going to be the ones that really upset this market of who actually is in your team. But if you can't afford them, this card personally is perfect. Looking at the chem style then, obviously we are aware his pace is pretty Gucci. We don't need any more on that. I would be looking at something like a sniper. That would turn him up to a 94 right wing if you really wanted it. He'd end up having 97 dribbling, 91 shooting. You could go with the finisher. Again, it wouldn't shoot up his rating in game too much. Obviously his physical aspects would get better and his shooting would get drastically better. You could go with the Deadeye, which is more to the assisting sort of player. But personally, I think for me, his passing was already decent enough. I don't think you really need to go too overboard with that. And that is why, personally, I would probably go with the Sniper. Marksman, obviously, is another good one to get that extra dribbling and shooting, but also managing to get a bit more physical as well. Personally, apart from that, I personally don't see any other chem style really needed in this card. If he was to, for instance, go for just assisting, he's not going to really shoot too much. Obviously, his base 87 shot is not too bad anyway. But if you really wanted to kind of outdo that passing, that dribbling, I would go with an artist. Personally, sniper, artist, all depends on what you want to use Salah for. Artist would make him up to a 95 right wing in game, ending up with 98 dribbling and 92 passing. So for me, it always depend on what you want him for. Personally, if you want him as a shooting right wing, go with Deadeye, or Sniper in fact. If you want him as more of an assisting passing player, go with Artist. So going into the overall, personally, Gnabry, there's a lot. I could have put a lot on here that are worse than him. I think Sterling's normal card is worse, but then obviously he's got his new special card that changes his wing, which makes him then again usable with this Salah, and I think that was a really nice combination right there. Personally, Messi is GOAT. Messi is the incredible one this year. I think they've really outdone themselves with Messi. As the past few FIFAs, personally, Messi's always been good, always been very, very good, but he's never been the meta. And I think this year we are seeing him as probably the best player on the game, especially in gold version, and then very, very contested when it comes to being overall the best player. Obviously, Team of the Year will probably see his 98 or 99 card with winning the Ballon d'Or. I think that more than likely will happen, and then that will be the card of the game. That will be the best card that you can get physically on that right wing in game. So that's something to definitely look for. Obviously, when I did this, he was 515. I don't think he's going to go much lower than 495 unless they release lightning rounds at 6 PM or whenever. No, in fact, it's already past that. I've realised this video is scheduled. But if they did release lightning rounds on the Sunday, obviously this doing prior to that, then he will go down more. Is he going to go up out of packs? I'd like to think so, but I think it all then matters on what the Messi SBC says on Thursday, because that could really kill right wings to the ground. If everyone really puts into this Messi SBC, and I think a lot of people will, then realistically we can see the end of a lot of right wings, and you could probably pick them up quite cheap. If you haven't got enough money for the Messi, I would wait until that SBC comes out, see if he's a right wing, and for instance go pick up yourself a striker if he's a striker, or a right wing if he's a right wing. Obviously, I'm giving him a 7 out of 10 for value for coins. I do think now, if he's approaching 450, I'd probably happily raise that to at least 8 or 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for FUT Champs. I think he'd be a great addition to a FUT Champs team. And then I'm giving him a 9 out of 10 for the overall. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.